This video is for the influencer who calls himself Mr. Beast. I assume you have a real name, but I don't care to look it up. This is basically me ragging on the TV show Beast Games, but I'm gonna actually tell Mr. Beast how to fix it should he pay attention enough to do it. I love games. I love game shows. I've watched so many of them it would choke a horse, and I know exactly what's wrong with your show. I shouldn't say I know exactly. I mean, some stuff about like people have complained about the fact that you mistreat contestants and things like that. Stop doing that. But your actual show, the actual game part of your show, is totally jacked up, and you don't know what you're doing. So I'm going to tell you how to fix it. First of all, you have a unique show. There's a unique aspect to your show that if you steer into it, it becomes a really great show. You don't even know what that unique aspect is. So let's talk. First of all, is it the money? No, no. Plenty of shows give away a transformative amount of money. You could be giving away $5 million, $50 million, $50 billion, $500 billion. Literally all the money on the planet. It doesn't matter. From a fantasy point of view, from people who are watching the show, fantasizing about winning the money, all that matters is, do they think of that as a transformative amount? And so the fact that you're giving away even more money, it doesn't transform in real life, yes, 10 million is better than 5 million. But as a fantasy, which is what you're selling, because the audience, the crowd, not the people playing the game, the people at home are never going to get that money. So for them to fantasize of $5 million or 10 million, they're not going to tune in to fantasize about 10 million more than they'll tune in to fantasize about 5 million. So don't worry about the money, okay? You're giving away a good amount of money, and that's good, but it's not going to help to give away more and stuff. You could give away less, and it would be fine. You could give away $1 million, and it'd be just fine. I wouldn't go lower than $1 million, though. Second of all, the large number of contestants. That could be a unique aspect, but it's not because of the way you do it. Because you're doing a more standard focus on the contestant kind of thing. People root for the contestant. And as a result, with 2,200 people, it's too many people, and nobody can focus on them. So you have to edit it down to give people a favorite to root for, and those favorites often get eliminated. Or if you edit it in such a way to focus on the people that you know, because obviously at the end of the show, you know who won, and so you can edit it in such a way to focus on the winners who last longer. That has more of a fake feel. People are, the people we focus on at the beginning out of 2,000 people are all the ones who happen to make it to the end. That feels contrived. What is the unique aspect of your show? The city. You built a whole city for people to live in, and the only aspect of that city that you really show. Oh, I watched half of the first episode of season 2, but I read about season 1 for purposes of making this video, in case anybody's confused, because I don't think the city was there in season 1. Maybe it was. I don't care. I didn't do that much research either. But okay, so you've got a Starbucks. It's so obvious because of how you focus on the Starbucks that you're hoping you built the city for purposes of getting advertising dollars. You were hoping that you could get sponsors to buy real estate in the city, and by having contestants go in there and enjoy the services of that store or whatever, they would get advertising. Yeah, it failed because your show's so stupid, but it could pick up. Okay, so how do you do this? Okay, first of all, stop focusing on contestants. It's a city. Allow things to settle down into neighborhoods in the city. Then every time you interview anybody, depending on what neighborhood they're in, give every neighbor. So name all the neighborhoods after colors. Okay, it doesn't don't make it like the green district and the red district, but like Greenville and Red Town and stuff like that. Make sure the colors included. And every time you interview a contestant, the frame of the TV, just the outer edges, should be the color of that team. And that will both consciously and unconsciously have people start to focus on the teams, and they will root for neighborhoods instead of rooting for individuals. The show can progress along. Either you could allow neighborhoods to win, or if you just want the show, like neighborhoods could get eliminated. Whole neighborhoods just cut out, perhaps, or just individuals. However you want to do it. It works either way, as long as you keep in mind that what you're doing is you're trying to allow the audience, the people at home, to build fan favorites. that they'll tune in to see who's doing better and are their favorites going to win this week or lose or whatever. That's your goal. Focusing on individuals with such a huge crowd and such a huge space, that's stupid. Second of all, your contest, it's a track and field meet. What the heck? These games have nothing to do with the fact that these people are in a city. So here are some examples of the kind of games. You should go, oh, we're going to meet at the bowling alley. And you would, of course, build a bowling alley in your city. You build a bowling alley, and you maybe can find a sponsor. I think there's some larger bowling alley things, but you don't need a sponsor for it. Just build the bowling alley. But you want the bowling alley, like the game won't just be bowling. It's going to be Wii bowling. If you've ever played Wii bowling, there's a setting where instead of 10 pins, you can make it 100 pins. So you set up 100 pins. You make the bowling alley like if you think about it, this is the way the lanes go, but you make the bowling alley so that the width is significantly longer. So it's a much wider building than there. And then you pivot it around so that the 100 pins, you have to go the whole length of it. So it's really far for a lot of pins. And then, I don't know, if you want to do it like when you did Strong versus Smart, you allow it so that it's like, okay, well, you have the opportunity to build a thing. There are going to be tools and bits and pieces around the town, and if people have rummaged through the town in order to find the things, they can build a bowling ball shooter and to try to take out the pins. But that would be one example. Again, you can figure out the details. Second thing, a school project. You'd have the school. Let's go to the school. And what are we doing? The egg drop, the thing where you have to make a machine to have an egg that falls down. It's like that, except instead there are catapults and there are the resource. Again, it doesn't have to all be about building something. It's the middle of the night. I just woke up and went, I gotta make a video and yell at Mr. Beast because why not waste my time while it's the middle of the night and I'm on a business trip. But what was I talking? Oh, catapults, right. So instead of an egg drop, there are catapults. And then there's, I would have a room filled with fragile objects. And they have the objective to hurl as many fragile objects without them breaking with the catapult. Again, it could be multiple rounds where they fling different things. I would do an entire crystal tea set, that kind of stuff. And then they can have, you can have side things, like people could find stuff like bubble wrap and stuff like that through the week. Instead of finding, like on Survivor, they find elimination. You find this little doodah and you don't get eliminated, that kind of thing. But instead, there'll be little doodahs where it's like, what is this? It's a big thing of bubble wrap. You'll need it for the next contest. If they find, so you hide things around the city so that people find it and you can record that. And people go, why would I need bubble wrap? And then they find out. If you could get away with it, I don't think you could. But the catapult thing, I would want to see, but would recognize that the insurance and the dangers, it would be hard to do this safely, very hard. And don't do it unless you find it absolutely safe. But the ability to hurl a person in a catapult without them getting hurt is the ultimate prize. I mean, come on, let's face it, that's what you want to see. But, there you go. But that's the kind of contests you should be making. I don't have any more ideas. It's late. I'm half asleep. So sorry if I'm just rambling. For all I know, people have made these same points to this guy already. Oh, and yeah, you gotta treat your contestants like they're people. I mean, it's a city. You want to follow them around. You want to have fully stocked resources for them. I don't know how long they're there. It feels like they were only in the whole contest for a week. This should take months. Okay? They should live there. The city should grow and develop based on that. You should have contests. You should have contests where they have to modify the city and improve the city itself. Yeah, it's all about your city, man. In fact, you know what? Don't make Beast Games again. Don't make a season 3 of Beast Games. Make Beastville. Beastville, same game, focusing on the city's growth, city shrinking. Maybe give away the real estate where the city is as the prize instead of giving away the money or the money and the thing. Something like that, man. Yeah, giving away a large amount of developed real estate instead of giving away money and allowing an entire neighborhood to win so that they can literally 20 people have all now got new houses, that would be an impressive show. I'd watch that.